pika.
It's been a while since I made videos, which I can explain why. First off, me and my fiance were both sick. And as we both know, being sick is actually is a very bad thing due to the fact that we can't really talk, there'll be a lot of coughing, and no one wants to hear that, do they? But I figure that I should do 2 unboxings, as it were. One of them is actually something I pre-ordered. The other one is actually an early Christmas gift from my fiance. So she figured I would actually enjoy this one quite a lot. So let's get right on it, shall we? First off, we're gonna do the what I would call the early Christmas gift, kind of like a late birthday gift, early Christmas gift, kind of like what she did last year for me, which I almost forgot about it until towards the end of the year, which I actually beat that one. But this is actually the first one. This, I don't really know what you would call this. I think this is more like a little gift box or collector's box for people like Game Boys or Nintendo, old classic Nintendo. And yeah, as you can see, if I can move closer, this actually comes with a few things. First off, it comes with a coin, coasters, a plush, a mug. I believe that's, what is the other one? A miniature notebook, a backpack, and whatever the hell it comes with. Mystery prize, they call it. So, hopefully, no, there's no hopefully for this because due to the fact, plastic is the enemy. Unless you cut something, you just cut a hole, rip and tear and just throw that shit on the ground. But anyways, I wonder, oh yeah, this actually comes off too. So yeah. But so far, I like the box. The box is actually pretty cool. It's a Super Nintendo. This was actually, I wouldn't say the first one. This was actually the first console my brother actually got for his birthday gift. And somehow it got passed on to me because he hasn't played it that much anymore. So yeah, that's what I have. I have the Super Nintendo box, or the Nintendo box. Let's just go with that. And without further ado, let's open up the box. Somehow I can get, there you go. It opens up and it reveals that. And what the hell is it? Oh, what is this? Built by Culturefly. Is this something like indie game? Let's see. Retrieving your game back. This is a Culturefly product. So I think you can buy stuff off of this. So I might do that at a later date. Oh, that's this side. I'm going to actually take out everything first, just because why not, actually. That way I can actually get it out of the way. And I can actually go over the things individually, like I always do. The first thing I'm actually going to show is that. This is the collectible coin. Now, honestly, I think the coin actually looks kind of nice. And let's just get this out of the package, like so. Anyways, as you can see, this is called the Nintendo console box, so I kind of got it right the first time. And on the other hand, you get the D-pad. This is mostly known for NES, mostly NES, and sometimes all the other controllers. But yeah, now I can actually do a little LP ideas. Maybe I can do one will be a good game, and the other one will be a shitty game. A good game has been picked. The other thing I'm going to look at is the miniature notebook, and this would actually kind of be a good thing. I can actually use this for like LP ideas. I had a journal, but I don't want to use like a really expensive journal. I might as well use a gaming journal. So yeah, let's just throw that to the ground, and nothing really special. It's just like a little notebook, and I've seen graphs on here. This is like a little graph notebook from what I'm seeing. There's no actual pages. This is just graphs. But then again, it makes sense because most of the games back in the early years of yore, aka NES and Super Nintendo, it was always pixel art. That's how people usually draw it, by pixel art. You know what I mean. Next up, it's actually going to be quite a cutesy little thing, actually. This is the plush. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually kind of a cutesy thing. But then again, I'm probably gonna end up playing games anyway. I might just play a classic game. I might pick this up by mistake. Might as well go over this one because this is actually the one thing I grabbed. This is the backpack. Now, I actually like the way it looks. It's a Super Nintendo, just like the box, but it's kind of small. Then again, I think it did say a mini backpack, so yeah. console backpack. This is actually kind of small for it, unless you can put the Switch in this. Good. You can actually put the Switch games, and I think that's it. Maybe the dock. The other thing I'm going to look at is the coasters. Now, I'm kind of curious what all the coasters look like. Now, of course, most likely coasters are always going to be packaged. I don't really want to damage this, because this is actually looks like how the not Super Nintendo, but the old Nintendo games used to come with that little big black cartridge. Luckily, if you actually you were fortunate enough to get those good, you were actually do yourself a favor and actually save your games from dust. And plastic off, there's actually, how many coasters are there? 4? Yeah, there's 4 in here. Okay. First one is Mario Brothers, aka the first Mario game in existence besides Donkey Kong, which had Mario in it. Mario Brothers 3, the well-known Mario Brothers. And then there's Duck Hunt. We all hate that dog, and I wish we could shoot it. And also Metroid. Sadly enough, the only one that I didn't really play much of was Metroid. I played the other ones, but just not Metroid. But I did love the shit out of Metroid Fusion. And Metroid Prime. The other thing I'm actually going to show is the mug. Now, I'm hoping to God the mug's not damaged. Now I could actually put that aside and... Ooh. What type of mug is this? This is actually a heat-changing mug. This is kind of like I actually had a mug that did that, and it actually has the Game Boy on it. I might be using this to drink coffee out of. But I did have one. It was like the pixel heart, like the hearts you see in Zelda and that type of thing, but that kind of wore out. So I found a new replacement. But I probably won't be able to use it as much because of the Deadpool mug I got for my birthday. Actually, I might as well show this off since it's the mug after all. I'm actually going to show off what it looks like when you pour hot things in it. So I got a kettle of hot water. I'm going to see what it looks like when I pour this in. Let's look, shall we? Let's see if it actually works. Okay. What do you look like? Ooh. Ooh. Oh, man. That's actually pretty fucking cool. I'm sorry, but that right here is actually pretty fucking cool. How it just turns on, it has like the loading screen when it goes Nintendo or Game Boy right here. I kind of wish they had like Nintendo written on that. That would actually make that a whole lot better. But yeah, that's actually pretty fucking amazing. The last thing I want to show is something that I'm actually surprised. This is actually in the mystery that you get with the box. And for this case, it's actually kind of cool. It's actually the Nintendo pen, like the Nintendo controller pen. I think that's kind of cool, in my opinion. So, yeah. I think for like $30, you actually get something good out of this. You get 4 coasters, which I don't know why you would use these for coasters. I would just use like a regular other coaster. But anyways, that, the mug, the notebook, which is only good for graph paper, the plush, which I think is kind of cute, the mystery collectible, which is, I got the pen, which is the Nintendo pen, Nintendo controller pen, the coin, which I might be using a lot to decide which games I'm going to Let's Play later, and the miniature backpack. Now, I think of all the things I actually really enjoyed, I like the pen and the pen, the mug, and the coin. Everything else, I think the one thing that's kind of is everything, and yes, this is everything else. Coasters, I have neutral things on. Ambulance. The last thing I'm actually going to show, which is the second thing, is what Pikachu is holding. And it's behind this box. So, let's actually open the box correctly this time. And just reveal it. Shall we? Wappa! Xenoblade 2's limited edition. Now, funny thing enough, I played the first one and some of X. Never beat them. But, however, when I heard that Nintendo was coming out with the Switch, and Xenoblade 2 was one of them, I had no choice. I had to get this one. I had to get the game. And Limited edition was actually runs up for like maybe $110 with tax, but that's just the tax combined. But I got this for under that. I got that for $20 cheaper. And so far, good lord, I actually like the way this actually looks. I might keep this box. But it comes with the game in a metal case, a art book, and the soundtrack, as you can clearly see from right here. Now, before I move on, this actually got a little bit of quote-unquote controversy, because apparently one of the trailers had a woman with big tits on it. As we all know, big tits are the devil, according to SJWs and most feminists out there. Who would have thought big tits would actually ruin the world? And as we progress, we'll actually just, here we go, slice this open, and pull it out. And that guy's overcompensating. Okay. Let's just grab that right now. Huh. Surprisingly enough, that's actually what the game looks like. Or the middle case. Same as the box. I actually kind of like this. Yeah, this is actually back of it. I actually kind of like this design of it a lot more. And kind of makes me wonder, what the hell is this sword? And what happened to Minato? Maybe it was just a one-time thing for Xenoblade. But opening this up, you actually get a pretty cool looking inside. Yeah, this is kind of the same thing that Persona 5 did, but if I had to say which one was better, like which Steelbook was better, I can't really complain. Both of them are actually pretty good, in my opinion. Because, as we all know, this one actually looks more serene. But, moving on, we actually have the soundtrack. And also, the soundtrack kind of has that Persona-y thing, vibe, whatever. The colors, that's why I say that. And I got the thing also, we can just open this up. Very much the soundtrack, pretty much nothing special, but it comes with at least a few tracks. Let's see how many it comes with this time. Let's just count. Why is it that every time I look through it, this has 13 songs on it? I'm sorry, but as much as I love collector's editions giving like soundtracks, why is it that they always seem to put like less songs or like under 20? I mean, if you learn anything from like Persona 4 Dancing All Night and most of the Cinder and Gogger games, they actually put the full soundtrack on there. Even East, what was it? East Memories of Salsetta did that too. That was the game. I don't recall, but that game had a lot of songs on that too, and that had the history too. But yeah, I actually heard the soundtrack before, and it's actually not that bad. But I think the main reason why people got the limited edition, or the main reason why the collection edition was kind of expensive, was the art book. This is actually a 220-page art book, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just look at the back of the box to make sure, and does not say. I wish I would have known. Well, never mind. I actually did a little confirmation. This is actually 220 pages. I wish they would have said it on the back of the box. But anyways, the art book of Xenoblade 2. Now, to actually show off this art book, I have to put it on the coffee table. As you can see, there's a toy right here. It's one of the kiddos, so don't blame me. Anyways, let's look into the art book as best as we can. So far, it has the art, but I actually skipped a few pages. Maybe this has like a foreword. Yep, Xenoblade 2 Collective Arts, or yeah, Collective Works Arts, which, same difference. Let's move on. Now you have the characters, as you clearly see. Now you have Rex. And yeah, Rex. Kind of reminds me of Generator Rex, or Transformers Rex. He's like the new main character of the game. I kind of prefer Shulk a little bit, but what you can do about it. Pyra, as you can clearly tell, big boobs destroy the world, but not really. Because this was actually one of the characters I actually got Rule 34'd a lot. And yeah, no one likes that a lot. Mithra, hey, what'd you know? And common anime trope with big anime titties. But yeah. So far, I actually like the artwork for this game. It actually shows off the characters kind of really nicely. And then you have the cat lady, Nia. It doesn't really say if it's a man or boy or girl, but then again, traps exist. Sorry, no, it's a girl. I could tell from the way it looks. And then you have Dromach, or Dromark. Don't know if that's the way it goes. Then you have Tora. I don't know if Tora's a returning character or not. Probably not. Probably just has the same thing for it. Poppy, elf girl. Surprise, surprise. And I think that, yeah, that's still Poppy. Why am I not surprised? Morag. Don't know if he's the main villain or one of the villains or not. Here's the character I think people were complaining about. Brickhead. Brickhead. People complained about her. Zeke. Kind of reminds me of one of the characters from Grand Kingdom, in my opinion. Pandoria. Kind of reminds me of the girl from the nerdy one from Little Witch Academia. Then you had Van Ham. Rock is a bird. Amaltus. I don't know who that is. Probably one of the villains too. Jean. Malis or Mahos. Akos. All these characters I probably don't even know. Patroka. Mikhail or Michael. I think it's Mikhail. I don't know. I think Michael is actually a better name for it. And you just have multiple character designs. The King. Cole. Nopian. I'm just going after what all the ones I see right here. I'm just going to skip some of these characters because they might be spoilers. And people hate me for showing off spoilers. And anyways, more character designs, which kind of look interesting, actually. Miscellaneous art of the characters. And now we're moving on to enemies. What enemies do I have to fight in Xenoblade? Gargoyles. Definitely one. And what the hell is that? Rosa. Looks like a little mech creature in my opinion, but I might be wrong. I'm just gonna skim through. What the hell is that? Wow. I think these are actually mostly creatures you fight. Not gonna lie, I actually would do that. Titans. These are actually the main things of why, or most of the reason. This is actually most of the premise of how you live on Titans. That's how, what the kind of the premise was. Two Titans got into a war, they died somehow, and boom, you live off them. And really? This is Gramps, as you see right here. Gramps. I'm just surprised that actually is a thing. But moving on. More of Gramps. The Andronian Titan. The Warring Titan. I think you go on backs of these Titans. I mean, wow. A lot of care and detail into this. Anyways, locations. Argitum, or Argitum. It's kind of a neat little thing. What is that one right here? More Audren. But like I said, this is actually a kind of an interesting art book. I might just do a little bit more digging into this. Kind of skipping ahead till I find more, not locations, but here we go. Weapons. What the fuck is that kind of, what is he wielding? Okay, character weapons. It doesn't say. It also really doesn't say, but I actually like the way it looks. How it kind of like goes to like, kind of goes into like a Bloodborne type of stance or a Monster Hunter type of stance where it looks normal. Then when you unsheath it, it actually looks more and more badass. You get, wow, ooh. I'm sorry, but that weapon right there looks a lot better. I'm just reminded so much of Bloodborne and Monster Hunter all of a sudden. I'm getting a Monster Hunter vibe from that, actually. But yeah, these are all the weapons, and Jesus Christ, objects. These are actually kind of decent. This is actually well made. What the fuck was that? Food. Worst thing to do is whenever you come home from work and you have to look through this book. But yeah, this is the art book, showing off the multiple items and the multiple locations and characters. So far, it's actually really well done, especially when it's a hardback too. But yeah, that is the Xenoblade 2 limited edition or special edition. It comes with the CD game in a metal case instead of like a regular game case and a metal case to go with it, and the 220-page art book. Now, is this actually worth the money that I paid for, which is like $90, which I think that's what most people paid for? Honestly, I think it's only good for two things, in my opinion. The game case, which like I showed before, is actually pretty cool looking. Has like a serene inside, and the game, of course. And also this. This is what makes the limited edition shine. Now, if people are fans of Xenoblade, like me, but I never really finished them, I would highly recommend getting Xenoblade 2. Doesn't matter if you get the special edition or the regular edition. I would highly recommend getting the game anyway. It's one of those games that you have to play. I know for a fact there's a certain Let's Player that will actually go out of their way to proclaim Xenoblade 2 is worth it. Or he'll probably say that the second one isn't as good as Xenoblade 1. But then again, we all have our opinions. Thank you guys for watching this unboxing, this dual unboxing. Now, I'm actually thinking about making more content in the near future. So, yeah, hopefully I can actually finish some games before the end of the year. Now, unfortunately, this is actually the last unboxing I will do towards the end of the year. But I'll still have videos out by the end of this year. And I know that next month there's going to be a special game I'm going to unbox. And I'm going to show that off in its entirety. I wish I could do a Let's Play of it, but I hadn't really beaten the first one of that game I'll unbox. So, I'm just going to take Pikachu and I'm just going to bounce. This has been Liberty Entrepreneur. Keep it on to everyone else. Goodbye for what I'll do. But most importantly is I will see you in the next video that I will put out. Tune in for another unboxing next month. Now, as for me, I'm going to go take Pikachu and just go play games. Whichever comes to mind. Goodbye.